Well, if you spent any time at all looking at survival material, listening to people talk about, how to get ready, those kinds of things, you've probably heard that term situational awareness. In fact, I've made videos on it, and I've learned a lot by watching the wild animals, the domestic animals, and then me dealing with both domestic and wild around me. But today I want to ask that question: what would it feel like to be in a state of calm, alert, and readiness, confident that you could deal with anything that's coming your way? Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to take a deep breath, and I am going to see you on the other side.
And I've been putting out fire.
So what do I mean by a state of calm, alert, and confidence? And well, that's just me kind of playing with some words to identify this energy that when I talk about making the decision to stay human and to do the work, and why at any age we need to think of survival, just not health, at the core of that is really a state of being that is calm and confident that you've done the best that you can. And because of the situation going on with YouTube and censorship and things like that, words like training, prepping, those kinds of things, they're getting a lot of red flags. And so I'm really moving my own conversation to this idea of how to get ready, be ready, and stay ready. How to get, be, and stay at the ready no matter what comes. And if you spent any time with me, I like to talk about the life and death stuff. Crisis, crossroads, catastrophe, collapse, all those great big things that, to get the big views, people will scare the bejeebas out of you when they talk about it. Give you a couple offhand suggestions, and then think of the next way they can present the same information in a shock and awe kind of way. And the very essence of marketing is fear and uncertainty and urgency. Hurry, 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 hurry. You've got to be afraid, because if you don't do this, you're going to die, or you're going to suffer, or you're going to lose, or whatever fear they are catapulting off to get you to take the next step, whether it's to buy something, whether it's to follow, whether it's to watch more videos, whatever. But the constant energetic push at you is fear and urgency to manipulate you to get what the person presenting wants to accomplish. And well, of course, I don't want to do that with you, but I do put those titles out there. And what I want to really convey is this idea of what does it mean to be in a state of readiness, to be alert, calm, confident. And, as I mentioned in the beginning, I've learned a lot by watching both the wild animals and the domestic animals about how to stay alert and basically read the situation, not physically, but energetically. It's the ability to pick up intuitively, whether it's subconsciously seeing cueing, like where the ears are going, different things like that, or if you're conscious of your ability to read energy. Is there danger here? That increases your confidence and your calm, because you know when things are scary and when you should be concerned, and when it's okay to just let go. And for those of you, if you haven't, I recommend, there's a great book called The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. And one of the things that he talks about is when you're in a constant state of fear, worried, anxious, those kinds of things, your body then cannot recognize those innate instincts and impulses and influences, and ding, 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 you need to pay attention to this, because we don't live in a culture that really supports you paying attention to your impulses. I think one of the most interesting things in that book, and maybe it's changed, I don't know, I read it quite a while ago, was that the number of women who would be raped because they were afraid to look stupid or to look silly, even though they had that impulse, cross the street, this guy is not a good guy. The impulse was there, but the fear of not trusting themselves, the fear of looking silly, the fear of being embarrassed, the fear of making the other person feel bad. So if you think about that, so many women, and maybe men, I don't know if this is true for you guys, put themselves in situations and had really bad things happen because they were afraid to scream and say, get back, or they were afraid to walk across the street and hurt somebody's feelings. And he reported in every single case, almost 100%, that the woman had that intuitive hit. Something's not right here. And you will never be able to achieve a state of calm, confidence, alert, and readiness until you know how to discern those impulses within yourself and you no longer care about what anybody else thinks about you. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather be embarrassed than be attacked. But this is not how we're conditioned. And so when I talk about this idea of calm, confident, alert, readiness, it's a little bit different than the way we approach things in our normal culture and our normal life. We talk a lot about being healthy. We talk a lot about, being happy, peaceful, all these other things. Very rarely do we talk about this idea of confident, alert, and readiness to handle whatever comes, because we're stressed out, we're over-medicated, we're overwhelmed, we're tired, we're all these things that pull us away from that state of calm, readiness. And, well, my favorite saying, the only way to get there is to first make the decision and to do the work, because, more rocket science here, we are physiologically designed to be incredibly responsive to our environment. Some people call that a sixth sense. Some people are very naturally able to read the signs and the signals around them. But the biggest problem humans have in today's world is that we've turned off our ability to pay attention to our external cues, and we don't trust, or we've overused our internal cues. And the combination of those things has left us very vulnerable and easily manipulated, because when you're in a constant state of fear, of stress, of urgency, you stop being able to tell the difference. And then as you get older, you can't turn those switches off. And so you become numb to the cueing that's within you. And so there aren't any quick or easy answers to all of this, but there is the decision to say that I really would like that state of calm, alert, and readiness, so that I'm confident I can handle whatever comes my way. And sometimes we can't, sometimes we lose it, sometimes we're overwhelmed. That isn't a bad thing. That's just another learning experience. So we expand our capacity to be stronger, to be more confident, to be able to handle more and more. Because I don't know about you, but as I've gotten older, I can trust myself more. I know that I can recover from almost everything, and that it may take a little time, but I'm not going to be a victim unless I just give up. So with that, I just wanted to introduce that idea to you, really to achieve that state of readiness as calm, alert, and confidence. The first step is really to make that decision that that's a state of being that you actually want. Not everybody does, but if you do, you can learn more at the links below. I want to say thank you for taking the time to at least think about it. And with that, we're going to take a deep breath, and I will see you next time.